Appeal Court awards 1 million naira cost against Yahaya Bello. The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has dismissed the contempt charge against the former Governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Yahaya Bello, instituted against the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukoyede, over his planned trial. The appellate court, in a unanimous decision by a three-man panel of justices on Thursday, faulted the judgment of a high court in Kano State, which the embattled erstwhile governor relied upon to initiate the contempt case against the EFCC boss. Justice Jamil Abdullahi of the Kogi State High Court had summoned the EFCC chairman to appear before him to show cause why he should not be committed to prison for allegedly disobeying his orders pertaining to the case against Yahaya Bello. Bello contended that the EFCC chairman flouted an interim order the High Court made on February 9 when he directed officials of the commission to lay siege at his Abuja home in a bid to effect his arrest. He maintained that the anti-graft agency pawned the subsisting court ruling when it approached the Federal High Court in Abuja and obtained an ex parte order for his arrest and trial for alleged money laundering, breach of trust, and misappropriation of funds to the tune of 80.2 billion naira. Therefore, Bello, through his team of lawyers, initiated a Form 49 contempt charge for the committal of the EFCC chairman to prison for disobedience of court order. Meanwhile, after he had listened to submissions of Bello's lawyer, Justice Abdullahi summoned the EFCC boss to appear before him and to adduce reasons why the application that was made against him should not be granted. However, dissatisfied with the court summon, the EFCC chairman took the matter before the appeal court. He persuaded the appellate court to stay further proceedings in the contempt charge pending the determination of his appeal. While delivering judgment in the matter on Thursday, the appellate court held that no court of law has the powers to stop a law enforcement agency from performing its statutory duties. Specifically, the court, in the lead verdict that was delivered by Justice Joseph Oyewole, held that a court of law cannot preclude the EFCC or any law enforcement agency from investigating and prosecuting crime. While allowing the appeal, the court dismissed a preliminary objection that was brought before it by the former Kogi State governor. The appellate court further awarded a cost of 1 million naira against the former governor. Very interesting times with Yahaya Bello, but what is your take on the decision? In fact, the whole scenario that has played out, starting from the High Court to the Appellate Court, what is your take on it?
Yes, my take on what has just happened in a Court of Appeal is this. I will start by saying that the courts the Supreme Court have stated it on several occasions that when you are accused of a crime, you honorably turn yourself in for proper investigation. If you don't have any cockroaches in your cupboard, why should you be in the hiding? Or why would you want to stay away from being prosecuted? If I have not committed an offense and I'm accused of that offense, why not? I turn myself in and allow myself to be investigated and findings made. Possibly with the findings, the court will come up with a verdict, either to acquit or allow the trial to continue. But in this case of Yahaya Bello, he has remained incommunicado. In fact, he is in hiding. He is in hiding. How would you be in hiding and you are instructing your lawyers to get a contempt proceedings against a prosecutory agency that is accusing you of crime? No court in the world will shield anybody from being prosecuted if you are accused of a crime.
The High Court that summoned the EFCC to appear before him, what did the court do?
Yes,
that made EFCC to appeal. Was it not shielding Yahaya Bello?
Yes, what the High Court did was to shield Yahaya Bello from being prosecuted, which is rascality. That is abuse of court process. I wonder why, you know, some judges just think they can wake up any morning and make frivolous orders that are not in tune with the law. That is when I saw that news, I felt so bad. What some of these judges are turning our judiciary to.
With High Court, particularly.
It's wrong. It's wrong to wanting to shield an accused person from being investigated and prosecuted. If the man doesn't have anything to hide, why is he running? So I think judiciary should also look inwards and question that judge who gave that frivolous order, that the prosecutory agency should appear and show why they should. I mean, it's very wrong. So I thank God that we still have judges with high repute, judges with integrity, and I am very particular about Court of Appeal. We have right-thinking judges in Court of Appeal, and we believe that with time, the positions of the law will be stated accordingly.
All right. Honorable Churchill, you are a politician, so I will ask you a question from a very political angle.
Okay.
Now, why do politicians do this? Why do politicians try to evade the law? And why do they, let me, if I may put it this way, use the judiciary, use the constitution to protect themselves?
Okay, you know, one thing about using the courts, mostly high courts, to protect themselves.
You're a politician.
Yes, those people, not all politicians do it. You know, there are politicians that are always interested in using the high courts, just like what is happening in River State. A court will give, this one will give judgment to the other one. But let's wait to see what the appellate court will do. But one thing I see in this thing is that it is quite time the judiciary will look into persons they give appointments to be judges.
You are actually
actually
laying the blame at the foot of the judiciary.
When I say yes, because it's only the judiciary.
With respect to politicians.
When I mean judiciary, what I'm saying is that it's the judiciary that appoints judges. Is that not? Both High Court judges and appellate judges, and the Supreme Court judges. So judiciary should be looking at the characters they appoint as judges, because it is really affecting the political, the total system. Let me not use political system, the total system of the country. You know, when the judiciary is not perfectly fit to handle some certain issues, it really affects democracy. It affects democracy. Let's look at it critically and understand that what is happening in the side of Yahaya Bello is that it's like when they say, when a child is in his father's house and maybe a child that does not know the value of money and his father keeps money, his father traveled, he will pack the money and he will go to a club and spend it. When they call you now to come and account for the money you have spent, instead of you to come, you start running away. I believe that Yahaya Bello, as a former governor, shouldn't be running from the law.
The question I asked is not whether...
No, you are talking about politicians generally.
Why? Because I'm directing that question at you.
But politicians, it's not all politicians that do such.
You belong to a political party, and to a large extent, you're a first-hand witness of how the political class has manipulated the judiciary. You know, you see others, ex parte orders, subsisting interlocutory orders,
because they are
flying left, right, and center over the same matter from court of coordinate jurisdiction.
Coordinate jurisdiction.
Not just that. Now, in the case of Yahaya Bello, Yahaya Bello is also using the court to shield himself.
The same court, High Court,
from facing the law, and to stop the law to stop the EFCC from investigating him. Now, the question I'm asking you is not whether Yahaya Bello is right or wrong, but the question is, the political class
When you are talking about the police,
why do they do what they do? I need it to make sense.
Let me come to that. You see, like you said, some. Let me use the word some. Some politicians do it because they believe that the judiciary is the easiest area, is easiest avenue to give directives to law enforcement agencies. You know, the judiciary, when I say the judiciary, is the easiest avenue to give directives to law enforcement agencies. Just like, I believe law enforcement agencies, they obey orders. They obey court orders. The police, when the police here, you have a court order to prevent you from being arrested, they will want to obey it and allow the order to be vacated first before you be arrested. The same thing is what happened in Rivers State. We are not only talking about a same class of politicians. We are talking about the courts allowing themselves to be used. Mostly, when I'm saying mostly, the High Court. Well, not because appellate court cannot easily be tolerated up to this extent of issuing an order restraining the enforcement agencies that are supposed to look into a crime and prosecute the same person accordingly. The court cannot investigate. They can only prosecute. It's the law enforcement agency that will look into this thing and investigate it and prosecute.
Okay.
So the only reason why some politicians use the court is that they see that this is the only avenue that can curtail or that can give directives to the law enforcement agencies.